Today, we are going to present a drama on the Panihati Siddha Dahi Mahotsav, festival of chipped rice and yogurt. Panihati is a village located on the banks of the Ganges, 10 miles north of Calcutta in Navadvipa, West Bengal, India. It is a famous place. A very beautiful pastime between Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami took place. This festival is also called Danda Mahotsav or Festival of Punishment. Festival of Punishment? Does it sound unusual? Who got punished and why? How it became a celebration? The background to these can be found in the early life of Sri Raghunatha Das Goswami, who was later recognized as one of the 6 Goswamis coming in the disciplic line of Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Come, now let us experience and get absorbed in the transcendental pastimes between Sri Nitai Gaur and Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. Raghunatha Das Goswami was born in a village of the name Krishnapur as a son of Govardhan Mazumdar. His father and uncle Hiranya and Govardhan Mazumdar were at that time great zamindars, wealthy landlords in Bengal, and they possessed such great wealth by today's standard, considered multi-millionaires. They were almost like kings and had a huge opulent riverside palace with boats that plied the river. At the same time, they were generous and devoted to Brahminical culture, and they practically maintained the entire Brahmana community of Nadia with their charity. Raghunath imbibed deeper than his heart this mode of complete detachment, and his heart was simply longing for that auspicious day when he could surrender his body, his mind, his words, and his very life at the lotus feet at great golden avatar Sri Gauranga. One day, by arrangement of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya was brought to his nearby village of Shantipur. Raghunath Das, knowing that Lord Chaitanya was close, he was getting very anxious to meet him, but his parents and uncle were thinking that
he is the only son, and he is the soul to all his fortune. He is so beautiful, with such attractive qualities.
Yes, if he meets Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a great danger. If he follows the footsteps of this great sannyasi, he will give up everything. No, we must not permit him to go.
But Raghunath Dasa was so determined to meet Lord Chaitanya that he escaped from home and family and travelled to Shantipur. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Krishna in his most merciful feature. When Raghunatha Dasa met Lord Chaitanya, he prostrated at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in an act of absolute surrender. Lord Chaitanya bestowed great blessings on the young man and gladly accepted him as his own servant. Raghunath Dasa served Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Shantipur for 10 days. Later, when he returned home, he had lost interest in everything since he had surrendered himself to Lord Gaurav Sundara. His parents got naturally worried and did everything within their powers to bring him back to normalcy in the material world. It is described that they not only transferred their fortune to him, but also got him married to a beautiful girl, richly embodied in wonderful qualities, charm, piousness, and chastity. But Raghunath Dasa was unmoved. He showed no interest in wealth, power, or the beautiful bride besides him. Some years later, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu undertook a trip to South India and on his return to Vrindavan broke journey at Shantipur. Raghunath Dasa was again excited and earnestly requested his father's permission to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Dear father, please allow me to see the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, my life will not remain in this body.
The parents, feeling that they could not now stop Raghunatha, permitted him to do so under the condition that their security guards accompany him while he visited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
O Lord, please permit me to renounce everything and come to Jagannath Puri to serve you.
You should not renounce this world artificially. You should not be a Markata Vairagi, practicing the renunciation of a monkey. For the time being, you should perform the activities just as a man, very much attracted to real life and family affairs. But in your heart, always keep focus on the loving service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan.
So Raghunath Dasa, receiving the golden words of advice and the profound blessings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, returned to Saptagram. He changed his view of life and behavior, following exactly the advice of his spiritual master, by pretending to be normal and materialistic through plunging into household duties. However, within himself, he maintained detachment from it all. Raghunath Dasa continued thus for about a year, but within him he was burning to unconditionally to turn to spirituality and serve the Lord full time with complete devotion. At one time, it is explained that he became so desperate within the confines of the material world that he attempted to escape to Puri to serve Lord Jagannatha. His parents got scent of his intentions and, being wiser, sought the help of their security guards to foil his attempt to escape. Again, he made a second bid, and again he was traced and brought back like a prisoner. This became a regular habit: to escape, to be captured, and brought back.
Our son has become mad. Just keep binding him with ropes.
Raghunatha Dasa, our son has opulences like Indra, the heavenly king, and his wife is as beautiful as an angel. Yet all this could not tie down his mind. How then could we keep this boy home by binding him with ropes? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fully bestowed his mercy on him. Who can keep home such a mad man of Chaitanya Chandra?
Raghunath Dasa's father and uncle arranged 24-hour surveillance and instructed the guards to keep a close watch on their ward. It was about this time that Lord Nityananda Prabhu arrived at Panihati, which was not very far from Sattagram. Raghunath Dasa understood very much that without having the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he has no possibility of getting shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Dasa pleaded with his parents and uncle until they relented and permitted him to visit Lord Nityananda, again in the strong company of security guards. Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the embodiment of pure love and compassion, came along with his associates to Panihati. He looked as effulgent as hundreds and thousands and millions of rising suns. He looked so beautiful and captivated everyone's hearts. When Raghunatha Dasa saw Nityananda Prabhu sitting on a raised platform under a beautiful tree in the banks of the Ganges, he felt himself to be so lowly, being associated with the material world. In fact, so contaminated with its imperfections and impurities, in direct contrast to the all pure, divine holiness in the personality of Godhead of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and his beloved associates. At the time, a servant of Lord Nityananda Prabhu noticed Raghunatha Dasa prostrating and offering his obeisances to the Lord from a great distance from where the Lord sat.
My dear Lord Nityananda, there is Raghunath Das offering you obeisance.
You are a thief. Like a thief, you are keeping distance. Come here at once.
In spite of being invited by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunatha Dasa hesitated to come any closer.
Because you are a thief, you must be punished. And I want you to feed all of my associates with chipped rice and yogurt.
Hearing this command, Raghunath Dasa was overjoyed and in a state of exuberance shouted, "Haribol! Haribol!" Soon he arranged the very famous chita and dahi utsav on the banks of the river Ganges at Panihati. He purchased large quantities of chipped rice from the nearby market and soaked half of it in milk and yogurt, sugar and bananas. The other half he soaked in condensed milk with a special variety of bananas, ghee and camphor. He distributed this to Nityananda Prabhu and associates and all those present. Soon, all the Pandits and Brahmins and all the devotees heard about this wonderful festival and arrived in droves. They were soon joined by nearby villagers to participate in this festival. Lord Nityananda Prabhu welcomed everyone with respect and care and invited them to sit on the raised platform with him. Very soon, not only his raised platform, but all the ghats of the Ganges were choked with people, and some had to sit or stand on the banks of the mighty Ganges. Every guest was honored with servings of the two wonderful preparations of chita and dahi. Nityananda Prabhu was so happy to experience this wonderful festival that he created a special seat and through meditation invoked the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who responded immediately, appearing in the transcendental form. Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely wandered through the vast gathering of the crowd, hand-feeding every individual present from each of the clay pots. Further, Nityananda Prabhu induced the holy name Hari, Hari, on the occasion of this memorable feast arranged by Sri Raghunatha Dasa. Then Raghava Pandit appears, and he was surprised and happy to witness this glorious event and remarks to Nityananda Prabhu,